As we prepare to turn left into Goulburn Street, you should be able to see across to your right a small church. This church is the Central Baptist Church and opened here in September 1936, replacing the former building that had stood on nearby Bathurst Street since 1836 and had been the first Baptist church here in Australia. Across to our right, meanwhile, is Scruffy Murphy's Irish Pub, where good times are promised in a lively atmosphere. You can enjoy traditional Irish entertainment, a warm welcome, as well as a pint of genuine Guinness. Another pub here in Goulburn Street is coming up on our left, the Crown Hotel. Known as an authentic Aussie-style pub, it was opened at the turn of the 20th century. If you do come here for a drink later in the day, be sure to be on your best behaviour, as the modern-looking glass-fronted silver building coming up on our left is the home of the Federal Police. So we make our way up Wentworth Avenue towards Oxford Street and Hyde Park. As can be guessed, with so many settlers coming from England, many of our place names have their origins from places in England. Nearby can be found Oxford Street, Liverpool Street, Essex Street, Kent Street and Gloucester Street, to name but just a few. Hyde Park, which can be seen ahead of us, takes its name from the Hyde Park that stands in London. If we look ahead and to the left, we may be able to see a cannon that was taken from the German raiding ship Emden that was sunk by HMAS Sydney on November 9, 1914 near the Cook Islands. If we look through the trees, we should be able to see the Anzac Memorial. The word Anzac comes from the initials of the Australian and New Zealand Army Corps, which was the name given to the soldiers who served in the First World War. Opened in 1934, the memorial was originally built to commemorate the missing and dead of World War I. However, with Australia's involvement in later conflicts, particularly World War II, the memorial is now dedicated to all Australia's fighting sons who did not return home, lest we forget. To our left is Hyde Park. It still maintains its oval shape from the times when it was a racecourse. It was also the site of the first cricket match played here in Sydney between the officers of HMS Calcutta. From here we also get a good view of Sydney Tower, Sydney's tallest building. It was opened in 1981 and is one of the city's most popular attractions. Its well engineered and extremely stable design enables it to withstand earthquakes and wind speeds that could only be expected here once every 500 years. At 250 metres above the city, the views from the mountains to the beaches are breathtaking. Those wishing to visit Sydney Tower also experience Sky Tour, the largest simulated ride in the Southern Hemisphere, which takes you on an amazing virtual adventure through Australia's cultural history and geography. If we look directly ahead as we wait to turn right into William Street, we can see St Mary's Cathedral, whilst to our right is the Australian Museum. St Mary's Cathedral stands on the site of the first Catholic chapel built in Australia, with the first Mass taking place in 1833. That building burnt down in 1865 and work then started on the current cathedral in 1868. It's designed in the Gothic style and is based on European cathedrals of the medieval period. We are now in William Street. To our right is the suburb of East Sydney, one of Sydney's oldest suburbs, where many streets are lined with English-style terraced houses dating back to the Victorian era. These cottages all fall under heritage protection, thus preserving them for the future. In Stanley Street, which runs parallel to William Street, you will find a number of small bistros and cafe bars where on a nice day it is possible to enjoy a drink or maybe even a meal on one of the terraces. The two